Hello guys, welcome again to another BTC update. I hope you're doing great today. Bitcoin not doing too well today. Obviously, if you've been following me on Twitter, you know that I've been expecting this level to be reached at least before any real bounce happens. That level I posted on Twitter was $33,500 to $800 region. I will be talking about why this level is important, and I will be talking about the macro and the micro prediction and where this might go. Obviously, there are some good signs and some bad signs that I will be sharing, but always we will take levels of confirmation and validation for both. As you know already, this is a real TA channel. There's no hopium, no BS, no nothing. I'm just here to try to share with you proper information, and that's it, unbiased. With that being said, I'm going to jump straight to the charts. I'm just going to show you what's happening. So if you remember in my previous video, I said that we really cannot get rejected under this heartline, because if we start getting rejected, this is potentially a sign that we're going to head to the bottom of the channel. Now, the bottom of the channel currently is coming in around 29K if we just wick in one 15-minute candle. So depending on where we are in the next couple of days, the bottom will obviously be lower and lower as we move forward, because it is a descending parallel channel. Now, what happened with BTC, and if you've been following me on Twitter for a while, you know that I've been saying this wasn't the bottom. This wasn't the bottom, at least partial bottom. This could be very well likely be the partial bottom around $33,000 region. I will be explaining why. But obviously, let's get started with the charts. Like, share, and subscribe, please. Please help the channel grow. It is really an undervalued channel, so if you could just help me out and spread the TA knowledge, proper TA knowledge, because that's what I really want. I want everybody to be educated in TA and get the best of this, and not just follow some hopium or some beginner trying to pose as something, or you know what I mean. With that being said, let's get started with the charts. This heartline, obviously, if you remember, I mentioned rejection here is very bad. So BTC got rejected, it dropped, and it starts to form bear flags. This was a technical flag formation that it did here. Let me just show you. Very, very technical. I'm not gonna draw the top. Just the resistance is enough to show you why it's such a technical flag. As you can see, you have a breakdown from the flag, a rejection, and a drop. So this is what we call break, retest, and drop. Confirming the previous level of support, now turning to resistance. And the technical target of this bear flag that we have right here, if I pop up my trend line tool, I pop it up to the breakout region, it's around $33,000, give or take, a couple of $100 here and there. So this is the technical target of the bear flag. Now, this level of 33 is very, very important for BTC, and I think there will be at least a partial bounce. If we do manage to break this and we close below it, a wick is okay, but closing below it, especially like a daily candle below, it's very, very, very bad, because that just means, the bottom of the channel is highly likely to be hit, wherever that bottom may be by that time, basically. Now, why is this level so important, this monthly level? Let me take you to the monthly chart and just show you. Excuse my monthly chart, by the way, but it's very, very good to tell you where we are. As you can see, we have my famous 1830 EMA, and these 1830 EMAs are pretty accurate for me. They've been holding us throughout the bull run for so long. And obviously, I'm going to pop up one EMA, which is the 70. Is it the 70? I think it's the 70, but I cannot see it. Let me just check it out. No, it's not a 70, not the 55. Oh, it's in the monthly. It's not here. It is the 70, but I will pop it up in another chart. But basically, here's what I see. Basically, BTC needs to close this monthly candle above the 30 EMA, which is the orange one right here. If BTC fails to close a monthly above this, so a wick towards the bottom of the channel on this month, which is around $30,000, give or take, is likely, but I don't want Bitcoin to close the monthly at $30,000, because if BTC, and let me just remind you and make myself very clear, if BTC manages to close this monthly candle below this EMA, specifically around the 30K region, 31.5K region, that just smells of capitulation towards 25K at best case scenario. Worst case scenario, 23.5 or 21K region, that area with a wick. So 23.5 with a wick, or 21 and just bounce. Now, why am I saying these levels are so important? I'm going to open the all-time history index chart. and I'm going to show you something that I've been working on for a while. So this is an expanding flat formation that I've been talking about for a while on Twitter. I've posted it. It's very accurate in my opinion. It's very legit. You can check the posts that I posted on it. On the weekly, obviously it looks better. But before I just explain this, I just want you to pay attention to these EMAs that I have, especially this region right here. So this was the 2017 2018 bull run, where basically we were holding above the 18 EMA, holding above the 18 EMA, and then suddenly we crashed below the 18 EMA, and we closed the 18 and the 30, and we closed the monthly candle below the 30, and we even wicked towards the 70 EMA on the monthly time frame. Now this is capitulation at its finest. And if this happens here, if we start to close the monthly under this, then this is gonna capitulate no matter what. Now, what levels we're gonna look out for? Obviously the 30k region is important. What I want is for BTC to be able to hold this 33.8k region, or 33k region at least. With a wick to the downside is no problem, but we need to close the monthly above this, because if we don't close the monthly above $33,000, then most likely we will go for that bottom EMA here, which is the 70 EMA. Now the 70 is coming in around 21,300. Obviously this is going to move forward, but if we wick down, if we wick straight down this month, I think there's a big likelihood to reach this level right here and form something like the COVID dump. Best case scenario, but I don't think the COVID dump is what's going to happen. I think this is most likely going to happen. A few more months of torture, but I don't know. We will see. We will see when the charts, if that happens and when that happens. As of now, $33,000 needs to hold, or else BTC is not going to go anywhere. And obviously, if you remember, if we do fall below $28,000, the hidden bullish divergence that we have on the monthly time frame, which is on the RSI, it's still there. It's still very clear. You have a low, a lower low, and then you have a low and a higher low. If we basically close below that area of 28, then the monthly hidden bullish divergence is invalid, and then basically it becomes nothing. So it doesn't play out. But if we do manage to hold above this area, especially with wicks are okay. But if we manage to hold above this 28k region, with wicks, obviously, wicks are okay, then the monthly hidden bullish divergence has a higher probability of playing out, which will give us a pretty nice upside. Now, will this upside take us to all the way to the top or to $53,000? Again, it will depend on the indicators, because we have a lot of levels of resistance, especially the monthly EMAs right here, which are coming in right now at 33 and at $39,400. So BTC, from a macro perspective, this is what I see. This is what I'm thinking right now. The market structure looks weak. If we pop to the weekly time frame, let me just go back to my original BTC chart. If we go to the weekly time frame, as you can see, it's looking disgusting. So it's looking like a capitulation week more than anything else. But it is Sunday, so that's what you have to understand. Tomorrow the Asian markets will open, and we will have more data on where this is heading. Hopefully Asia buys the dip, because if Asia starts to sell, this is going to turn pretty ugly pretty fast. For now, I really want Bitcoin to hold $33,000 at least for the next 24 to 48 hours to have a potential bounce towards the heartline of the channel, coming in around 35k right now. If it doesn't do that, if we manage to not hold this level and we close below 33k, then expect low 30s to be hit very, very easily. And obviously when we hit those levels, if by the end of this month we are still near that area, then we need to, move the hell out, because I think this will capitulate even further. But obviously we have levels to watch out for. In order for capitulation to happen, we need to break certain levels and certain regions. Until now, we're just broken the heartline only of this red channel, so most likely going for the bottom, unless our monthly EMA can hold us. And this monthly EMA, as you can see, is very accurate. It's been holding us for quite some time, so we are at support right now. Wicking below support is natural. It happens from time to time, but we want to avoid monthly closes below this area. We want to, bounce up and have that strength to continue. Now, if I pop to the weekly indicators and pop up the stochastic RSI, and if you remember, I was talking about this theory that I have. Now, We are potentially forming a bullish divergence on the weekly time frame, but the weekly takes a lot of time to play out, basically, or to form. Now, I had a theory which says basically if we were to see some type of strong move to the upside to take us to like $53,000 or something, we need the stochastic RSI on the weekly time frame to bounce above 20. If this basically drops below 20, then that just prolongs the correction rather than, or prolongs the bear market or prolongs the downside, whatever you want to call it. It's up to perspective. If we manage to bounce here, then we're going to be able to reach pretty high, I think, depending on the levels that we're going to be breaking. But how will we know if this is going to bounce or not? Well, obviously, I give this a time frame. I think next week, if this doesn't really bounce with a lot of volume on daily candles, like pushing up 10% per day or 5% per day moves, similar to something that happened here, then this is not doing it. This is basically going to the bottom of the channel once more to liquidate a lot of bulls, because the market has been overly bullish for some times. It needs to clean out people, basically. And obviously, my very best advice is to buy the dips. I honestly think capitulation is not here. I don't think it's going to happen around the corner. I think the big drop will be later down the road, near the end of the year. I think we will have a couple of weeks where we're going to suffer, similar to something that we did around that area. But I don't think that we capitulate now. I think maybe down the road we do capitulate. You can call it intuition, you can call it whatever you want, but that's just my feeling. That's what I see from the charts. And obviously, if anything changes with that, I will obviously update you. Now, the important thing to note is, if I go to my, my macro prediction on BTC, this is perfect with what I'm expecting by the end of the year. So actually, this one needs to move slightly to the bottom. So it's very close to what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a drop. I don't know if we're going to reach that 25 now. I'm most likely not, because these can be moved slightly to the top like this. And then you can see this one can be moved slightly up to like 27 or 28. But even if we manage to go there with a wick, it's not the end of the world, as long as we don't close, because that hidden weekly bullish divergence could play out and take us to that very juicy bull trap, in my personal opinion. And then after that juicy bull trap is reached, probably, if I'm gonna make it super juicy, if I'm a market maker, I'll probably take this to 60 one more time. I wouldn't take it to an all-time high. I'll probably take this to 60, and then taking it to all-time highs, is carnage. It will be carnage, because I will tell you where the drop will be, in my personal opinion. So I would take it to 60, and if I take my percentage calculator here and we drop it to around 23, and as you can see here, it's at 61% drop. So that's massive. And if market makers, want to damage us more, they take it to a new all-time high around $77,000, give or take a few dollars, and then they just nuke it from there, and I think the nuke will be towards 25, and that's around a 70% crash, give or take. So we need to be very careful by the end of the year. As of now, I still believe there is light at the end of the tunnel. I don't think, I think the next coming month will be bullish for BTC, but I just think the next couple of weeks are going to be very tough for many people, especially for those who are going to be in the red. Now, we have some concerns if BTC loses 33, and those concerns are, if we lose 33 and we close below that instead of wicking, right, then the likelihood of $30,000 being breached and being broken expands and increases exponentially, because like I said last time, bulls were probably long there, and if bulls are going to long here, trust me when I say this, the market will not give you free money. They will liquidate you before giving you any type of free money. Definitely. Anyways, today is a Sunday. Hopefully tomorrow I will get more data to update you guys. For now, I don't really need anyone to panic. We start to panic if we're near those 30 levels, but as of now, we're not there, or if we close monthly candles below our important, very important monthly EMA. And you can see these EMAs right here are coming in right now around 33,000 flat and 21,500. And I think, according to my cyclic lines, these are cyclic lines that I drew, they're playing out perfectly, give or take a few weeks here and there. As you can see, I predicted the finalization of the bull trap around April, May, which it did. And I predicted also about the start of the new push up side around June, July. And by that time, I think this EMA will probably have reached this area, and then we, drop towards that 25, 26, 27K with a wick, and then start moving up. And yeah, I think that's for me, my scenario, my macro scenario, still valid. Points of invalidation obviously will occur if we break the levels that I speak of, and then they just become invalid. Till now, everything's super valid. For this to be invalidated, we cannot reach this area, and we need to break above this area, which is 48. And the bearish scenario to be invalidated basically needs to break below 20K. That's basically it. So that is it, guys. Sorry for the long video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tomorrow I will probably post another YouTube video to try to tell you where we're going as well, because I'll have more data for the markets. Just be very, very careful, because tomorrow is Monday and the markets are going to open, and Asia is going to open. So if Asia decides to sell, it's going to get pretty ugly pretty fast. But my personal opinion is that we will not capitulate now. I think it will be just a very rough couple of choppy weeks, till we get that wave E finalized, and then start to move up basically. So that is it, guys, for today. Thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. I post all of this information there. Help my Twitter channel grow. It's very undervalued, like 6,200 followers, and the information that I give there is beyond and above what anyone has been given. And if you want to inquire about my private paid Discord or my private signals group, which is launching tomorrow, by the way, you can message me on my private Telegram link, which is in the description below as well. And to avoid scammers, by the way, I usually reply with voice notes. If I don't reply to you with a voice note, I'm probably a scammer. And if you ask me for a voice note, I say no, I'm probably a scammer. So yeah, guys, thank you again for watching the video, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.